Sure enough, you are arguing with kids all morning. You are about ready to lose your daggum mind, and it is 8 a.m. All right, ladies, today I am going to tell you exactly why you feel overwhelmed, stressed out, and completely overrun in motherhood with this green liquid right here. All right, so let's dive right into it. I talk to a lot of moms who feel overwhelmed, overstimulated, and just completely exhausted. And what's the number one thing that I hear time and time again? I just don't have the time. It's not that you don't have the time. It's that you don't have the energy. And I want to show you exactly what that looks like. So let's take a look at these two jars, okay? Now you might be thinking, what on earth does this have to do with my time and with my energy and with my completely feeling overwhelmed in life? First off, this jar represents your time. This represents 24 hours in the day. This is what most people look at. They say, I'm using up all my time. I don't have the time. However, what we forget to look at is the fact that, yes, it's true, we all have 24 hours, but we don't all have the same amount of energy. And this energy that we're talking about is going to be demonstrated by this green liquid I have here. Now, just because you have 24 hours, a lot of us do not have a full glass of energy. Most of us start our days not even full. And then to top it off, a lot of times we are losing our energy on things that we don't even realize. We're leaking energy. So let's explain what this looks like. Let's pretend that maybe you do have a full glass of energy to start the day. You wake up, you feel energized, you feel excited, but then you open your eyes, you are in a room that is completely full of clutter, it's dirty, it's just not restful. So literally from the time you wake up, you are losing some of your energy. You open your eyes and right off the bat, we've already lost energy. Next, you roll out of bed and you step on a Lego, because that is always what happens when our kids leave toys out, is we step on them, we trip on them. It's so infuriating. What do you know? We've now lost some energy and we're barely out of the door. And sure enough, there is a huge pile of laundry sitting there that we've been meaning to get to for weeks. So once again, here we are losing energy. We're only about 5 minutes into our day, and sure enough, we've already lost so much energy that we could be putting into other things. So let's keep going, because now it's time to get the kids ready for the day. And you can't find anything, all their clothes are dirty. So now, not only are you behind on laundry, you're digging through laundry to just get your kids ready in the morning. And sure enough, this energy is being spent being annoyed. Now you finally managed to get them ready. Maybe you had to wrestle shoes on, which I totally had to do this morning. So let's pretend you had to wrestle shoes on your toddler. More energy. And sure enough, it is breakfast time. And you have already expended so much energy. And we are only 1 hour into this 24 hours that apparently everybody has. Now we're feeding breakfast. But your daughter doesn't like pancakes. But then your other son doesn't like bananas. And sure enough, you are arguing with kids all morning and you are about ready to lose your daggum mind, and it is 8 a.m. Now you get through breakfast, it's time to make lunch, and maybe you have to drag the kids to the supermarket. And there is just a huge meltdown when you go to leave the store. That's not taking a little bit of energy, that is taking a ton of energy. And we're only halfway through the day. And so we wonder why we feel so completely overwhelmed, when the truth is we have spent so much energy on things that didn't need to go that way. Now we reach the end of the day, it's time to make dinner, and guess what? There is no energy left, and we are left running on fumes. So what happens when we're left running on fumes? We get aggravated, we get overwhelmed, we get annoyed, angry, and we become someone that we do not like. We don't like who we are because this version of us that is running on fumes is exhausted. And let's be honest, someone who is exhausted and completely done is not fun to be around. However, you still have about 4 or 5 hours in the day that you have to make it through. So I hope this illustrates to you that time is not the same as energy. And so when I hear people say, I don't have time to do X, Y, Z, that's not true. You don't have the energy because there are so many little things that have been consuming energy through your day, so that by the time you reach the middle or end of your day, you have nothing left to give. Is all this making sense so far? If you're following along, let's backtrack a little bit. And we start the day with a full cup of energy. What happens if you actually had put in the time to where your room doesn't feel cluttered and you wake up feeling rejuvenated in a space that makes you happy and energized? Well, guess what? You go through your day and you haven't leaked any energy. Then you walk out of the room and imagine there's no pile of laundry that's just irking you. You haven't leaked any energy and you're actually utilizing your time in proportion to your energy. So now let's continue in this scenario. Your kid might still make you wrestle them. You wrestle with your kid, you get them dressed, and yes, you spent energy, but look at how much you still have left. You go downstairs and you deal with the kids, get them ready, and you still have to deal with the meltdown, but look at how much you have left compared to when there were tiny little things sucking your energy that you could have resolved by putting in the time to fix it. So now it's time to make dinner, and guess what? You still have to take care of your family, and it takes a lot of your energy, but look what happens. When we removed the little things that were sucking our energy that didn't need to be there, a cluttered kitchen, pile of laundry, stepping on toys that weren't picked up. When you eliminate that, you get that energy back. And so while you can never fully eliminate the energy that your family and your obligations consume, you can eliminate the things that are draining energy that don't need to be there. You can now spend this doing things that make you happy. You can spend this doing things that excite you. You can start that business. You can do a workout. You can do things that make you feel like yourself. And when you reach the end of the day, you're no longer running on fumes. You're running on actual energy. That means that you're happier, you're nicer, you feel more like yourself. This is really what I teach. I don't just teach people how to clean their house and how to remove clutter. I teach them how to get back energy. So I hope this makes sense, and I hope that this put a light bulb off in your head so that you realize that you can't just look at your time. You have to look at your energy. Just because we all have 24 hours in the day does not mean we all have the same amount of energy. Energy is drained differently than time. And when we make this shift in thinking, everything changes. And we now have the ability to start manipulating our energy to serve us, rather than just kind of throwing it everywhere, hoping that we make it through the day. I won't get into it too much here, but this even goes into what we're doing to generate energy. A lot of times as moms, we sacrifice sleep because of all the chaos in our homes. And so when we can simplify and systemize and remove the overwhelm, we'll be able to sleep and rest and take care of ourselves, which actually gives us more energy to start the day with. Because here's the truth. Most moms aren't starting with full energy. Most moms are starting here. And so when you become mindful of your energy rather than just your time, we can start saying what needs to happen so I can spend my energy wisely. And so I can actually start doing things that give me energy to start the day with. And none of that can happen when we're living our life in a state of clutter and chaos and overwhelm. So if this resonates with you, I would love to tell you more about my Maximize Mom program, where I walk women through how to break these cycles of chaos, break these cycles of clutter, get started on getting their energy back so they can actually start living the dreams they have. They can start starting their day with full energy, and they can spend it wisely on the things that mean the most to them. If this is something that you need help with, make sure to click the link in the description, because you deserve to start your days with full energy. You deserve to pursue the things that make you happy, and your family deserves a version of you that you are proud of, that you love, and that brings joy and positive energy into the family. If you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe and like this video so you can see more of how to maximize your life as a mom. I love you. I am so proud of you. See you next time.